Today we're doing Module 20, Lesson 4, Solve Problems, Use Measurement. So today we are going to be doing some customary units of measurement. Fourth grade, we don't typically teach customary units of measurement. That's something you learned in third grade. But I know we missed some of those pieces, so we are going to review what the gallon and quart and cups and all that stuff are today. So you might want to have an extra sheet of paper. So I'm going to draw it to the side, but you might want to have somewhere that you draw this, maybe in the back of your workbook or somewhere. So off to the side over here, I'm going to draw the big G so that you can reference it, and I'll draw it on the other pages. So let's look at our objective. Today you're going to use understanding of the relative sizes of measurement units to solve problems involving metric units and customary units of measurement. Okay, so I'm going to draw the big G. This is something you would have done in third grade. So the big G stands for the gallon. Okay, so G means gallon. So G equals gallon, and that is in the first question. Okay, in the big G, you have 4 quarts. So a quart, a quart, a quart, and a quart. Okay, so you can reference this, and it talks about quarts in this next problem. So 1 gallon has 4 quarts. Okay, in each quart there are 2 pints. So a pint and a pint, 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 pint. So in a gallon we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In a gallon we have 8 pints. Okay, when each pint, so I'm going to change color so you can see it. Each pint there's 2 cups. A C, a C, a C, a C. C, these are C's for cups. C, 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 C. And this is hard to read, it's kind of small. But in each gallon there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16 cups. So if your mom made a gallon of tea, you could pour 16 cups of tea from it. So I'm going to leave that there for us to reference. So the gallon is written with a G. Q equals quart. A P is a pint. And C equals cups. So I'll leave that for this question. Alright, so it says, Jackson has 14 gallons of paint to paint the outside of a house. He uses 16 quarts, so he has 14 gallons, but he uses 16 quarts of the paint for the windows. How many quarts of paint does he have left for painting the rest of the windows? We're going to need to know how many quarts he has. If he has 14 gallons, how many quarts that would be. So it says record the number of quarts in a gallon. So 1 gallon equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 quarts in 1 gallon. So B says find the total number of quarts in 14 gallons. So we're going to have to multiply 14 times 4. So multiply the number of gallons by the number of quarts in a gallon. So we have 14 gallons. There's 4 quarts in a gallon. So let's come over here to the side and multiply. 14 times 4. So 4 times 4 is 16. We regroup carry our 1. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 1 is 5. There are 56 quarts. So 56 quarts in 14 gallons. Letter C. If Jackson uses 16 quarts of paint for the windows, find the amount of paint that is left. So he has a total, 14 gallons is the same as 56 quarts, but he uses 16 quarts to paint the windows. So we're going to have to subtract. So 56 subtract 16 leaves how many quarts of paint? So 56, let's do this, 56 take away 16. 6 take away 6 is 0, 5 take away 1 is 4. So he's going to have 40 quarts left. So Jackson has how many quarts of paint left to paint the house? He's going to have 40 quarts left. Now we could convert that back, so if we divided it by 4, then he would have 10 gallons of paint left. We had to figure that out. So I'm probably going to write the big G again on the next page. That's what we call this, the big G. There's also a thing called the gallon man if you want to look that up. That is a little bit harder for me to draw. but we'll redo the big G on the next page. Let's see if we have room. Let's see if we can write it right here. So big G, inside the G we have 4 quarts. 1 quart, 2 quarts, 3, 4. Inside the quarts we have 2 pints. So pint, 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 pint. Trying to make the P's big so we can write the cups inside. So we have 4 quarts. Inside of each quart there's 2 pints. Then inside of each pint there's 2 cups. C, 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 C. So it does not hurt to practice this. So G equals to gallon. Q equals to quart. P equals to pint. C equals to cups. Okay? So, number 2. Jessica needs 3/4 cup of oil to make banana bread. She has half of a pint. Okay, so if we look at a pint, 1 pint has 2 cups, so half a pint would just be 1 cup. How much oil will Jessica have left after she makes the banana bread? So convert the pints to cups. So 1 pint, so 1 P equals to 2 cups. So half a pint would equal to 1 cup. Write both amounts as fractions with like denominators and find out how much oil Jessica will have left. So if she has 2 cups, she has 1 cup, so she has half a pint, she has half a pint, so she has 1 cup. 1 cup as a fraction could be 4/4. So she has 4/4. She needs 3/4. We subtract out 3/4. So 4/4 subtract 1. 4/4 subtract 3/4 equals to 1/4 cup. That's how much she will have left. So Jessica will have 1/4 cup of oil left. Of oil. So if she has half a pint equals to 1 cup, because we can look at 1 P, half of it would be 1 C, so just 1 cup. Number 3, the map shows the distance from Diane's home to her school and from her home to her favorite store. If Dinah walks from her home to and from school and from her home to and from her favorite store, how far does she walk? Write the answer as a decimal. So we're going to add the fractions and then we're going to change it to a decimal. So let's read this again. It says find the distance that Dinah walks. Remember that Dinah walks to and from each place, so those distances must be used twice. So Dinah goes from home to her school. Let me change colors. From home to her school. So from her home to her school is 3/10 of a mile. So we're going to say 3/10, home to school and back. And then she goes from her home to her favorite store. So from her home to her favorite store will be 1/10 of a mile. So let's add 1/10 plus 1/10. So she goes to there and back. So she goes to school, it's 3/10, and back, that's 3/10. So 3/10 plus 3/10 is 6/10. Then she goes to her favorite store, so we add 1/10, but she's got it home, so that's another 1/10. So now I'm thinking add 3/10 plus 3/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10 equals to a total of 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7, plus 1 is 8/10. So Dinah walks a total of 8/10 kilometers. Alright guys, if we're writing a decimal, how do we write 8/10 as a decimal? We haven't done this in a while, so we put a 0 and a decimal, and the 8 goes in the tenths place. We do not have a number in the hundredths place, so our decimal will be 0.8. Okay? On the next page, let's look at the check understanding. So at the top of the next page, I want you to do number 1 and 2. So pause the video now, do number 1 and 2, and then start it back to check yourself. Alright, so Beth needs 20 fluid ounces of water to fill a fish tank. If a filled pitcher holds 4 cups of water, how much water will be left in the pitcher after she fills the fish tank? So it takes 1 cup equals to 8 ounces, fluid ounces. So 1 cup equals to 8 fluid ounces. So how much would it be for 4 cups? How much water will be left in the pitcher after she fills the fish tank? So she should have 4 times 8 is 32. So it fills, the pitcher holds 4 cups. So 4 times 8 equals 32 ounces of water. She needs 20 fluid ounces of water to fill the fish tank. So how much will she have left? So she's 32. She needs 20. So 32 take away 20 is 12 ounces. So she's going to need 12 ounces left. You needed to know that 1 cup equals to 8 fluid ounces. 1 cup equals 8 ounces. The pitcher can hold 4 cups, so we could get 32 ounces of water from the pitcher. We pour in 20 ounces. She's still going to have 12 ounces left in her pitcher. Question number 2. When 3-toed sloths, and there's a sloth in the picture. When 3-toed sloths feel they are in danger, they can run at 1,700 miles per hour. However, they can swim at almost 0.5 miles per hour. How much faster can the sloth swim than run? Write the answer as a decimal. So we need to change our 0.5 to hundredths, and in order to change it, we multiply it by 10. So it would be 0.5 times 10 over 10. Remember, we just add a 0 to the top, 0 to the bottom. So 0.5 is the same as 50 hundredths. So that sloth can swim 50 hundredths mile per hour. It can only run 1,700 miles per hour. So how much faster can it swim than run? So let's subtract 50, take away 17. Some of you probably did it in your head. So take away from the 5, it becomes a 4. This becomes a 10. 10 take away 7 is 3. 4 take away 1 is 3. The sloth can swim 33 hundredths faster by swimming versus running. Okay, 33 hundredths mile faster swimming than running. That is it.